after the Olympics, it took a big boom. A lot of kids are just skating and and just having fun, and so it's good. It's amazing.
That's so rad. How did it feel to represent your?
Bro, it was insane to represent
the Olympics.
Yeah. That whole thing was nuts. Like at the time when they actually announced the Olympics, at that point I reached a point in my career where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired. Like I'm tired.
When was that?
That was right before I announced it. So it was like, I want to say, was it 2018? Right before, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was just kind of like burnt. I was burnt on the contest. I was burnt on having to do stuff for everybody. I was just burnt. I'm like, bro, I don't feel creative. I don't feel like I'm myself. I feel like I'm just doing this, and catching a check, and just like, I just didn't feel like myself. And I was like, maybe it's time to do something else. And then they announced the Olympic stuff, and I was like sitting there and I was like, man, there's no way I can miss out on this opportunity. Like, this is crazy. And then like something, I don't know, I like this newfound happiness and like excitement in the idea of representing my country, like on the biggest stage in the whole entire world. I was like, bro, I have to do that. And at that point I was just like, I didn't care anymore. I just wanted to do it because like, bro, this is so cool. Like, this is insane.
Wow.
And then I had to try out for my team.
I had
to go to PR and skate against all the kids that I've been trying to help out the last like 10 years.
Oh, wow. Shit.
And so
they made me.
Wow. That's amazing.
What was the competition like?
Well, the contest was, they ran it same as the first year they ran to pick the team. They ran, it was just, you got three.
By the way, who's running this over there in PR?
Right now is Shaggy.
Okay.
It's he has a company called Patinetero, which is super rad, which is skateboarder in Spanish.
Yeah. So you had to
Shaggy
put it together.
Yeah, he was like, look, Manny, like you're already in the top 20. I think I was like in 9th. And he was like, but we have to make an official team. And like, I know that you're already in, but we need you to skate the contest for the national team.
Okay.
And I was like, what? You're taking there's a space that you're taking from a kid to go. And he's like, no. He's like, because if you skate, these kids have been dying to skate against you their whole life.
Wow.
Like, this is their time to skate against you, who has been in their life, funny. Like watching them grow.
Yeah.
And I was kind of upset at first. I was like, man, like you're really getting, like, I really have to do this. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, all right. So I flew there. They did the contest. I went straight to finals. Me and Rio went straight to finals because he had won like a prior contest. So the top 8 went to finals. So it was me, Rio, and then a bunch of the other guys. Mm-hmm. And we had 3 runs, and bro, it was crazy. So I'm the last one to go. So everyone goes, and then Rio goes, and he's like the child, like everybody loves him. He's like the baby star, you know. He's like, yeah. He's the pride. So everybody's like, yeah. All of our friends, all the families, like, yeah, boom. And I'm like, all right. So I gotta drop in, perfect run, crickets.
Really?
Correct. And perfect run with good tricks, and they were just like,
well, they're like,
because they were
expecting.
Well, they were just like, my take on it was like, why are you skating? You shouldn't be skating.
And that was your take on it.
And that was my take on it. But it motivated the kids to want to skate better.
But you had to do that to be on the team.
Yeah,
to get eligible to skate the Olympics.
Yeah, but I was already representing. It was a weird.
But it's like, this is let's put this in. But it was sick.
When I look back at it though.
Yeah.
I respected Shaggy doing that, because ultimately, at the end of the day, if I am the one representing, I should be the one winning. Yeah. Right. So if I lose in PR, I have no business going to the Olympics.
Right.
Right. So that was the first year, and then we did it again 2 more times. And I won both those times.
Okay.
It's weird how it works out.
How were the crickets then?
No, everybody was hyped because it was like at that point they switched the format to street league style. So it was like 2 run, 5 tricks. And then so it was like a game for everyone. So everyone was more excited. And then the very last one, it was cool because like I landed like all the tricks in the last one. And then everyone was like super gassed. I ended up doing like nollie crook, nollie heel as the last trick.
Oh, damn.
On the bump to bar, and they were like a pyramid style, like OG style, and everybody just went crazy. And I was like, "Thank you, you guys do love me." I was so bummed the first time.
You guys and your fucking tricks that you guys do in these contests,
on command,
out of the blue, on a whim. Like, I'm just like, what the. What is going on?
So
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
No, I
you
get
guys
what
are
you're saying.
crazy.
I get what you're saying.
You guys are crazy, bro.
Just to put it in the, I'm trying to understand. Like, if you didn't skate that contest in Puerto Rico, you could have still gone to the Olympics, but you weren't on the team of Puerto Rico, and they wouldn't have covered your.
No, I think what would have happened was that they would have had no choice because I was the only one in the top 20.
Yeah, like you would have gone. Like, cool.
It was just more for like to officially.
Okay, so it wasn't for like an Olympic committee. It was more of your buddy Shaggy.
No, it was for the Puerto Rico skate committee. Yeah, for the federation.
So.
Because the federation.
So he wasn't just making you do it. He was answering to a higher up, so to speak.
And he also he also was like curating the situation, which now looking back, I'm actually like happy he did that, and I'm happy that he didn't give in to me just going like I don't want to do this because then you know he wants what's best for me, and what if like I said if I'm supposed to do good, then this contest like I should do good. Regardless of how I should do good, and luckily I did.
Were you nervous?
Yeah.
Were you nervous?
I wasn't nervous. I was just like, man, you got to think like the kids I'm skating against. Me and Fico, we do the Prince of Puerto Rico every year. So we have helped these kids from little 11-year-olds all the way up to where they are today. We've seen them evolve. I have photos with them. They still post today that's throwbacks where they're like this tall.
They're like 18 years old now, 17.
Bro, yeah, like, and they're all like good in their own way. We like this kid Felipe, we have Derek Natal, we have like all these kids that are just like so good. And you got to think though, like these kids, like I've seen them like nollie flip crook, nollie inward heel. I'm not saying he didn't do that in the contest, but I'm like, I've seen him like trade from nose, but I'm like, if he wants it bad enough, we can go toe to toe here.
Right.
So then you start thinking like that, like, all right. So I saw what Shaggy was doing. Because
you did it fair and square.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think that's what he wanted to maybe put across.
No, blessings to
because that would have been kind of crazy. You're like, I don't need to do that. I'm already up here.
Yeah.
That would have looked that would have been
pro.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do that.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what people do.
So, how was it? How was the overall experience out there?
It was amazing. It honestly felt like it did feel like a street league, even though there was no crowd. The format, there was no added pressure because it was the Olympics. I didn't feel any. I just couldn't get my engine going fast enough.
Interesting.
You had a really good line. You couldn't put it together.
That morning for some reason I was having too much. This is sometimes something that always bites me in the ass. It could either work for me or it could go against me. When I get on the course, I realize where I'm at. I realize what I've accomplished. I realize what I'm doing in the moment. And I'm like, wow, this is insane. Still to today. So I'm on the course and then I start going like, oh, we're going to have fun on the course. So I start like hyping everyone up. And I forget why I'm on the course.
You realize why you're there, but then you forget why you're there.
Yeah. And then I didn't give myself enough time to like have that edge and that warrior mentality where I'm like, okay, I'm going into the lion's den. I am a lion, and I'm going to drop in and do this line first try. Like I've been doing this line a majority of the days we were there. Mm-hmm. And I just, in due tour, I didn't do that. I kept to myself the whole time.
Dude, when you did that run with the Chevy heel back 5-0,
and I told you I was gonna do that. I said, because he's really good with the judging. So I was like, Kelly, if I do this line,
I wasn't judging at this contest.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't.
Just to be sure.
I was like, if I do this line, it was a 3 shove, lip the bump to bar, heel flip 5-0 the down ledge, front shove 50 the down rail, come up, nollie crook the bump to bar, kick flip crook the gap to down hubba. Come up, 3 shove up the Euro gap, and then Vera Hill 5-0.
Okay.
I said, what would you score that? And he was like, dude, that would be good. Like, really, really good. And I was like, all right, what if I do this? If I do 3 shove lip, heel flip 5-0, front shove feeble, kick flip crook, nollie flip crook, 3 shove up Vera Hill 5-0. He's like, bro, what? And I was like, all right, those are my 2 runs. And he was like, he was just like, all right. Like,
I mean, it's not hard to like, that would be a really good run.
Yeah,
like, I couldn't, that's the only thing is like, what would you score that? I'm like, doesn't matter what I'm going to score it. Go for that run.
Yeah. So, but at that contest, I kind of kept a little bit more to myself. I still was with everybody, but when I was skating, I was just like,
you're locked in.
Yeah, I just got to lock in more. But we're skateboarding, so I'm having so much fun. So I have that balance sometimes. I'm like, bro, I know what tricks you're gonna do. And I know what tricks I'm going to do. Let's just do them together back to back right now. During practice, it'll be fun.
I love watching. The practice is one of the funnest things to watch.
Yeah.
When you guys just go in and it's just
crazy.
like,
it's crazy.
But it was.
So you think that didn't work for you.
Yeah,
that time.
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
Olympics.
But don't worry, we got Paris. I'm prepared.
No,
for
for
Paris.
sure. I just, without the crowd there and everything, and it was a different vibe. I noticed it most of all with Nyjah, because the Nyjah, you see him at street leagues, and he's laughing, he's having fun, he's doing tricks, he's smiling, like the whole thing. Like I did not see that from him at all. He
doesn't know. He only does that. He only does that when he feels really, really comfortable. And to be honest, he's not always all that comfortable. Sure. He's just as scared. He's just as nervous and just as scared as everyone else. Yep. He just he can control his nerve at the very last second.
Right.
And that's where you win. If you can control your nerves, like at the game of skate today that I watched, like if they controlled their nerves more, which they weren't, they were just like kind of shaky and they were like, they were scared to do tricks. Like as long as you control that nerve, or it's almost like, you're there and you don't care, but you care enough to not, like you care enough to control your nerves, but not care to go, this isn't going to control my life, but you're like, I'm going to do this shit. That's when you always win.
Yeah. And I wasn't singling Nyjah out. I noticed it with a lot of people.
A lot of people.
I noticed the vibe was different.
Yeah. It was, I think it was just the whole Olympic pitch, but at the end of the day, like it was fun.
I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, listen,
but you're like on a different, like, how was it like interact? Did you talk with like the people of Puerto Rico a lot, like the federations and stuff like that?
My experience was cool. I got so I flew to PR to do all the photo shoots before we left, and I go to San Juan and we go to the committee to the building, and I just walk in, I'm like, what's up, everybody? And just make everybody dance and laugh and all this stuff. And I got to connect with all the the partners of the committee. I got to hang out with all the team managers, and then I got to what I loved of it is that I got to connect with all the athletes from the different sports from my country. So I ended up I didn't have to, but I flew to Finland 6 days prior to the Olympics so that I can get acclimated.
A smart move.
And but mine is so I can connect with all the athletes. Amazing. And then, bro, it was like a majority of the team, I connected with them. And then when I got to the Olympics and I got to see the other athletes that I didn't get to see, they already heard all the rumors of everybody getting along in Finland. That they already, by the time we got there, we were like, hey, what's up? And they were like super excited. Okay. Like we have an amazing girls basketball team. Like amazing. In the AmeriCup this last year, we got silver.
Amazing.
It was hosted in Puerto Rico. Yeah, they're like insane.
Sick.
Yeah, so that for me was like out of the, if someone's like, what was your favorite moment? It was bonding with the team. Just knowing like that,
That's crazy.
I was, at the end of it, was like, I got to go out one day finally because we were there for so long. And I was sitting next to some couple, and it was a dude, he's from Puerto Rico, and I think he was a boxer or like some sort of, but he's like, I know Manny, I met Manny before. Damn, I can't remember.
Was he little?
No, he's a big ass dude. Or maybe he was on some, I don't know. The story sucks right now, but like I just met a dude randomly that knew Manny. He like knew you because he was on Puerto Rico or something.
Oh, that's lit. Yeah. My thing was because a lot of the teams, the teams don't really cross merge. Mm-hmm. They're just like, I represent for baseball. I represent. Right. So my thing is like, as a unit, let's all come together. And I think that we accomplished it very well. The committee was really happy with how everybody was. That's rad. It was cool.
I think that was one big takeaway from that was like how the skaters acted with each other.
Yeah.
The camaraderie.
You know what's crazy too is skateboarding was the only right, I have to say this. Skateboarding was the only sport at the Olympics that at the kitchen where everybody hung out, at the hall where everybody got food, cafeteria. I don't know why I just spaced that. Cafeteria, I guess school, right? It's been a long time since school. At the cafeteria, we like, so you see all the countries and they all have the uniforms on. So it's like, oh, Colombia, this team. And skateboarding was like whoever we saw, we would just all sit together.
Yeah.
It was the only one that was like that.
That's
fucking
amazing. It's a group together.
Yeah, it's
It's super dope.
Yeah.
All the countries right there. Boom.
Yeah. And then
that's how we are.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That was cool.
That.
And seeing Mark and Paul Gasol in person and realizing that they're all tall.
They bumped their head on the popcorn ceiling.
Yao Ming was out there. And
Yao
shit
Ming.
Like that.
I saw
Yao Ming's would go through the popcorn.
I just recently I like to watch a lot of motivational things on athletes, and I just finished watching Naomi Osaka's docu-series on Netflix. I walked downstairs and I walked right by her, and I was just like, bro, I just saw you for the last 3 hours. And that was rad. She was
special moments, bro.
Hey, man, you get to experience a lot of things, bro. You've done a lot in your career, man, and you're still going. We're talking, I mean, we're sitting here talking about 46, 47 years old. We're going to you're going to be nollie flipping 5-0 and down rails.
I love that.
That's the goal.
Where is that like button, right? Is it right here or right here?
Just a little scroll coming down the bottom.
It's
subscribe
over to, it's on your
It's on my
left.
right?
No,
on
on your left.
Hey,
Yeah.
hit that
there.
button right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Yeah, please.
The like button's kind of like in the middle there. It's like we're kind of.
Oh, it's like right here?
Kind of.
Like right
The
there?
subscribe's like over to the left.
Like right over there. All right.